sorry, he's asking if the water pressure made it more cramped in the sphere than it did when you first left the surface.
Well, it's interesting that there's so much pressure, so many tons and tons of force on the outside of the sub, that it actually squeezes the sub shorter. So the sub is 24 feet long. It actually gets shorter by about 2.5 inches, just because of all the pressure on it. Now, the steel sphere that I was sitting inside, it only gets smaller by about 1/8 of an inch, which was not enough for me to feel a difference. And I think this is a question that I get asked a lot. Do I feel an effect from the pressure? And I don't. That's because people often get confused between the two different kinds of diving. There's the kind of diving where when you're on a scuba suit, or even if you're wearing a diving helmet and a suit, you're actually feeling the force of the ocean against your body. And that's a different kind of diving. And the kind of diving that I was doing in the Deep Sea Challenger, it's called one atmosphere diving. And what they mean by that is I'm feeling the pressure that I would feel at sea level, just like you are right now. So the pressure that you're experiencing sitting there in the Science Museum right now is the same pressure that I experienced inside the sub. And that's because the steel sphere is so strong, it keeps the pressure on the outside. And I don't experience it at all. Now, what I do feel is I feel cold, because the second the sub goes down more than a couple of thousand feet, for the majority of the dive, it's surrounded by water that's only about 2 degrees above freezing. So that steel sphere that I'm sitting in, it turns into basically a big round ice cube pretty quickly. And I'm kind of smooshed in by the sphere. So my feet are against one side of the sphere, my head's against the other side. So my feet are freezing and my head's freezing. And the middle part of me is actually warm because of all the hot air coming off of the electronics. So it's a little bit, you sort of turn into an ice cream sandwich, but the ice cream's on the outside.